£60 million. That's right. Real Madrid has its eye on a Premier League star no one expected. A player from a team outside the Big Six who could become the next Englishman in the Galacticos squad. And look, his price is skyrocketing. But it doesn't stop there. There's also a new Portuguese gem being closely watched to take on a massive role in the merengue attack. If this transfer happens, Real Madrid could assemble an attacking trio that's simply illegal. And as if that weren't enough, Xabi Alonso is preparing a tactical change no one saw coming. A veteran in the squad could switch positions and return to his roots. Will it be improvisation? Or a master plan? Stay tuned until the end because today's bombshells are the kind that shake the Santiago Bernabeu. Before I tell you everything that's going on behind the scenes at the biggest club in the world, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and join the craziest Madridista crew on YouTube. Here it's Real Madrid 24/7, brother. According to the portal Fishages, Real Madrid is keeping a very close eye on young Rodrigo Mora, one of the biggest gems in Portuguese football. Mora, who belongs to FC Porto, is being pointed out as the possible replacement for Rodrigo if the Brazilian ends up going to Manchester City, and the rumors about that are only getting stronger. City's interest is real, and Pep Guardiola has his eyes on the merengue number 11. Because of this, Florentino Perez has already moved ahead and put Mora on the radar as a worthy replacement. And you know who requested this name? Xabi Alonso. Yes, the new Real coach sees Mora as a key piece in his offensive system. Although the Portuguese plays more centrally, he has shown incredible versatility and can also move to the right to form a trench with Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe. Can you picture that? Mora still has a bonus. With Bellingham's injury, the youngster can also play in a deeper role and handle the job in midfield. This gives the squad huge depth, and let's be honest, to compete in all competitions, we're going to need it. Oh, and this isn't just speculation. Mora was left out of Porto's opening match in the Portuguese league against Vitória de Guimarães. The local press claims he was spared precisely because of negotiations with Real. If Rodrigo leaves, this could be the big move of the European summer. And you know how our president is. If he likes the profile, he's already getting the checkbook ready. And now I want to hear from you, die-hard fan like me. Would you agree to sell Rodrigo and go all in on Rodrigo Mora? Or would you keep the Brazilian a bit longer? Leave your comment, I'm going to read them all. But hold on, because the next news involves big money. £60 million. That's right, 60 million. That's the insane amount Real Madrid could invest to sign another young talent who's blowing up in the Premier League. And the name of the moment is Adam Wharton, one of the standout players at Crystal Palace. Yes, that very same team that's been surprising everyone in English football. Wharton is only 21 years old but already plays like a veteran. A defensive midfielder with an incredible reading of the game, an imposing physique, and a personality that impresses even the most experienced players. And you know what's even more interesting? He doesn't play for any Big Six club. That's right. Not City, not United, not Arsenal or Liverpool. He's from a mid-table English team, which shows Real Madrid truly has its international radar set to maximum. According to a report from the Daily Mail, Real has been keeping a constant watch on the young Englishman. Merengue scouts have been attending Palace matches just to see up close what the kid can do. And it's no wonder. Wharton has already been called up to the England national team, has experience in big matches, and is being treated as one of the key players of the new generation of British football. Even with Tchouam&eacute dominating midfield in Xabi Alonso's team, Real Madrid wants more. The idea is to think in the medium and long term, building a squad that can maintain European dominance for at least another decade. And within that strategy, Wharton fits perfectly. And more, Wharton was an essential player in Palace's victorious campaigns in the FA Cup and the 2025 Community Shield. Even after coming back from an injury last year, he returned in full force and is already one of the most sought-after players in England. Tottenham, Liverpool, Manchester United, and even Manchester City have already shown interest in him. But the one who could surprise everyone and swoop in ahead of the rest is Real Madrid. And this is no empty talk. The Spanish club has been sending scouts to almost every Palace game since the start of the year. This shows that the deal isn't just speculation, there's real movement behind the scenes. Although the transfer isn't expected to happen this European summer, 2026 promises to be the key year. If Real truly wants to secure another English star before the competition gets tougher, they'll have to act fast. The expectation is that Palace will ask for something around £60 million, but if he keeps up this form, the price could go even higher. And the one who's also being talked about a lot inside the squad is him, the midfield beast, Aurélien Tchouam&eacute. The new merengue boss, Xabi Alonso, according to information from the newspaper AS, has already made it clear, the Frenchman is INDS Pensé in Real Madrid's tactical setup.
No discussion.
If before he was just another option in midfield, now he's the heart of the team, the engine that gives life to the merengue game. Tchouam&e is not just a defensive midfielder. He's the guy who dictates the tempo, commands the build-up, protects the defense, and still has the freedom to push forward and start attacks. He's like a hybrid between Casemiro and Kroos, with that modern touch that today's football demands. A true defensive maestro who runs Xabi Alonso's tactical orchestra with authority and precision. And it's not just fancy talk. His performance in the friendly against WSG Tirol was insane. The guy provided an assist, dominated the midfield as if it were his own backyard, and still showed game reading worthy of a captain. He was the balancing point between defense and attack, the perfect link in this new Real Madrid that's emerging with a more aggressive, more offensive approach and intensity from start to finish. And you know what's crazy? Xabi Alonso trusts him so much that he's given the Frenchman free rein to decide when to drop back as a third centre-back and when to push up as a playmaking midfielder. That shows the level of responsibility he carries, and the incredible maturity he already has, even at such a young age. It's worth remembering that at the start of the transfer window, Real Madrid was still considering bringing in someone else for that role. There was speculation about Martin Zubimendi, and also the dream of Rodri from Manchester City, but now? Forget it. With Tchouam&e playing at this level, there's no need for anyone else. He's become the key piece, the pivot of the machine. Xabi Alonso's Real Madrid revolves around what Tchouam&e can deliver on the pitch. He's the one who holds things together when the fullbacks push forward, the one who stops counterattacks with clean, precise tackles, and the one who starts the quick transitions that lead to goal-scoring chances. This type of player is pure gold. No wonder Alonso, who was one of the greatest midfielders in history, sees in Tchouam&e someone with the potential to be even greater than he was in that position. And coming from a coach who understands midfield so well, that praise has the weight of a trophy. If he keeps up this pace, Tchouam&e has everything to be one of the pillars of Real Madrid's next victorious cycle. And the best part, given his age, he could dominate that area for an easy decade. Another player making headlines is Eder Milit&atilde. According to the website Defensa Central, the defender is in the plans of none other than Carlo Ancelotti for the next call-up to the Brazilian national team. After a serious knee injury, Milit&atilde came back strong in pre-season, especially in the friendly against WSG Tirol, where he scored a goal and showed he's stronger than ever. Brazil is already qualified for the 2026 World Cup, but there are still 2 games left in the qualifiers. And guess who could get a chance to prove himself? Exactly. But there's a detail. Ancelotti wants to make sure the player is 100% physically ready before confirming the call-up. He's in direct contact with Real Madrid's medical department to see if Milit&atilde can handle this pace without compromising his recovery. The final decision will depend on the player himself and the club. But if everything goes well, just imagine him wearing the yellow jersey again and tearing it up with that fierce style we love to see. This return would be symbolic, marking the end of an injury cycle and the start of a new era for Milit&atilde, both at Real and with the national team. And what if I told you David Alaba might stop being a centre-back? That's right. According to the newspaper Marca, the Austrian veteran could be used in midfield by Xabi Alonso, returning to the position where he has already played for Bayern Munich and the Austrian national team. With Camavinga and Bellingham injured, and the possible departure of Ceballos, the coach is considering testing Alaba as a defensive midfielder, especially at the start of this season, which had a very short pre-season due to the Club World Cup. Alaba would be the 5th choice at centre-back, but in midfield he could get a new lease of life in the squad. Will it work? Only time will tell. But the plan is being drawn up, and with Xabi Alonso, anything can happen. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay on top of all these twists and turns, drop a like, leave your comment below on what you think of these possible squad changes, and of course, subscribe to the channel now, because here we live and breathe Real Madrid every single day. The next video is already in production and will bring more bombshell news straight from Valdebebas. Hasta el final, vamos Real.